The Gnome-mobile, the Gnome-mobile, we're rolling along in the Gnome-mobile. Welcome back to Scottish Movies, and today is going to be episode 2 of my Disney Retro reviews. And if you haven't guessed from the intro, we're going to be talking about the Gnome-mobile. Now, this film is from 1967, and this was directed by a guy called Robert Stevenson, who's also actually responsible for Mary Poppins, Old Yeller, which I've not seen, and The Love Bug, and I think one of the other Herbie movies as well. And then later, I believe, Bedknobs and Broomsticks, which I love. The Gnome-mobile. This stars a guy called Walter Brennan as DJ, and he's the grandfather of a couple of kids, played by Matthew Garber, who's Rodney, and Karen Dotrice, who's Elizabeth. You may recognise those names because they were the kids in Mary Poppins, and funnily enough, they're actually credited in this film as the Mary Poppins kids, which was a bit unusual. And also stars a guy called Tom Lowell as Jasper the Gnome. This is basically a movie based on a book from 1936 by a guy called Upton Sinclair, and it's a story of a timber tycoon called DJ. And he gets involved with his two grandkids in the life of a gnome called Jasper, and also another gnome that he introduced him to called Nobby, who's coincidentally also played by Walter Brennan, so dual role. And basically Nobby's fears that the redwood forest where they live is slowly getting wiped out by the them chopping down all the trees, and which is basically what DJ's business is. He's a timber tycoon, little known to the gnomes at this point. And also you've got a story of Jasper, who's a gnome who's looking for a bride. Basically, he's like a bit like the only gay in the village. He's like the only single gnome in the forest, I think. But despite Nobby's sort of mistrust of the humans, they sort of set off in the car, which belongs to DJ, like a Rolls Royce, I believe it is, which they christen the Gnome-mobile, or at least the kids do, and they sing this lovely song you might have heard me singing earlier. After a bit, the gnomes are kidnapped by this circus owner. Is like classic circus owner. He wants like the bearded lady. He wants all the sort of the freaks basically, and he thinks he can presumably makes money with these gnomes. And then also later in the film, as we go along, Nobby finds out that DJ's like the sort of timber tycoon who's responsible for the forest being chopped down, and obviously that doesn't go very well. And also, DJ himself is ultimately locked up in a lunatic asylum when he tries to tell people about the gnomes, and obviously nobody believes him. And then from there it goes on to a story about the kids obviously trying to rescue the grandfather from the lunatic asylum and find the kidnapped gnomes, basically. And what's this film like? Surprisingly, it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this film. It's got the catchy sort of song there. It's sang a couple of times, and there's a good little sort of prison break type scene where they're breaking breaking DJ out of the asylum, followed by a good little car chase as well, which is probably something that I reckon inspired the parts of the Herbie movies. The fact it's from the same director as well, probably makes sense. It's got a bit of an odd ending to the film, where the Jasper's trying to find his his bride, where it's probably not aged too well. You've kind of got loads of girl gnomes chasing after him, basically. But it's just it's a weird scene. I can't really describe it, but it's just it's very strange. But yeah, overall it's a good little fun film. It was entertaining. It's got some good sort of special effects in there as well, with obviously with the gnomes and the humans. I'm not sure how they do it. It was obviously done in in the 60s. I'm not sure how it's actually done, but it was good. It made the gnomes look small compared to the humans. So yeah. Overall, like I say, it was a good fun film, and I do highly recommend it. I think it's a bit underrated. I'd never even heard of this film. Before I picked it up, I got this from CX. I think it was about £1.50, and obviously wanted to add it to the collection. And yeah, I think overall I will give this film a 7 out of 10. And you could do a lot worse than check out the Gnome. Yeah, obviously you got the kids from Mary Poppins who were were always good as well. Well, they were good in Mary Poppins. They were good in this as well. And yeah, it was a good film. So yeah, comment down below if you've seen the Gnome and what you thought of it. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe. And I'll see you soon for some more retro Disney reviews. See you later, guys.